I am on a mission to beat Ragnaros and craft his hammer, Sulfuras. However, there is one big catch. I have to only use gear and items that I craft myself. Using 5 characters, we use as many professions as we can to increase our chances of survival. Last week, we spent our time leveling up on our Druid and Warrior, all the while getting 3 of the biggest upgrades we have ever gotten. The green iron helmet, the massive iron axe, and the berserker stance. This week, we finish up our preparations, apply some rule changes thanks to your votes, and finally venture into Gnomeregan. Welcome back to Hardcore CraftedLocked. So as I mentioned, we are trying our best to get a Gnomeregan run in this week. And in order to do that, we have a bit of a checklist. Reach level 34, craft some more upgrades, and actually run the dungeon. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. We start off in Ironforge. Last we got level 32 on our warrior, which is the perfect level for us to wield the massive iron axe. What's more is that during this week there was the unrelenting cry of the dragon slayer, which was a permanent Onyxia buff for the week. It was not expected, but very welcomed and sorely missed. As for the first order of business, well, it was wetlands. We accept the fall of Don Motor and Nekrosh's Gambit, and it was time to venture out. First things first, some good old fishing, because we saw a floating debris right next to us. We get 1 watertight trunk and 1 strangle kelp. Opening the chest, we get 2 bolts of silk cloth, 3 bolts of woolen cloth, 1 heavy leather, and 1 healing potion. Guys, I swear if you don't have a leather worker, this is the play right here. I got so much heavy leather just from fishing. Anyways, we head to the back of the ship and slay Captain Hallandor to get his strongbox key. And this buff felt amazing. I mean, our damage was through the roof. And what's more is that we didn't have to worry about it running out for the day. It's not a 2-hour Oni buff. It's a week-long buff, which I'm sure got a lot of people overconfident during that time. Anyways, we loot his strongbox and then went around slaying crocolisks. But right after, we saw another debris, so we instantly went to fish it up. This time we get 2 Rumsey Rum Darks and 1 more watertight trunk, which I decided to open later in order to save inventory space. And we find another debris! Listen, if you want all the debris to yourself, log on at 7 AM, there's barely anyone. This time getting 2 more trunks. We finish off the crocolisks and then focus on the fen creepers. After slaying all 12 of them, we head on over to the Welgar excavation site to turn in Omer's Revenge and accept uncovering the past. Next up were the modeled Scythe Claws and Razor Maws, while also trying to get all of the fragments. And with this buff, we completed both quests in roughly 7 minutes. To me, this just proved how strong world buffs really are. And while I had them, how much I should focus on leveling up, because right now was the best time to hard focus leveling and get over some hurdles. Just imagine how nice this bust must have been for those doing the mid-level 40 grind, when the quests are few and far between and grinding segments become the norm. Anyways, we take the Saraltooth's Talon and turn in more quests. And next up was Nekrosh's Gambit, but thanks to sweeping strikes and our brand new axe, we were more than well equipped to handle the situation. Talk to Moss Daddy and turn in the fall of Don Motor. The quest after it had us go down where there are elite Dark Iron Dwarves. Here's how that happened. Okay, we cut the cameras. This is how that went. So easy. We turn in the Tandol span and we do this epic jump.
Look, Mom, I'm floating. Wow! So epic!
We go up the hill and fight a couple of bombardiers. Turn in quest, turn in another quest. Go to Arathi, turn in a quest there, and fly to South Shore. We turn in a quest here, vendor some trash, and harf back to Menethil. Turn in another quest and fly to Ironforge. When my game freezes for a good 5 minutes, but that's fine. I'm sure it's not because of the Twitch emotes add-on. No, that couldn't possibly be the problem. Follow me on Twitch, by the way. I stream often and you can check out the journey live as it unfolds. I love you. Arriving in Ironforge, we opened up the trunks. Not too shabby. It was all in all pretty goddamn good. I mean, only getting 3 bolts of woolen crop from a chest is a bit of a kick in the groin, but apart from that, the rest was pretty swell. Turn in another quest and we are level 33. Only 1 more level until we can comfortably run Gnomeregan. We clear up our inventory by sending the crafting mats to each character and keep turning in more and more quests. I also finally pick up the next rank of Heroic Strike, because I was no longer as broke thanks to all the greens I got along my journey. We then hop on over to our priest and level up our tailoring a little. Also seriously, look at all the linen cloth we have. It's getting out of hand. Now in order to craft silk bags, we need to level our tailoring to 150, which is currently at level 135. Anyways, we level as much as we can, and after that we turn in all of the linen cloth into bolts so we can vendor them for a bit more. Yes, I am that stingy right now, okay, I'm broke. We also craft 2 woolen bags because I realized I had 1 more linen bag on my warrior and I can upgrade my rogue's bank space so we can keep more herbs and leather. We also craft some potions and send them over to our warrior so we can level even quicker. And on our druid, we send over some raptor eggs. Finally back on our warrior, we buy some hot spices and pick up the potions and raptor eggs, and then craft some curiously tasty omelets. Taking the tram to Stormwind, we turn in and accept a couple of quests. After turning in the missing diplomat, we go and pick up a couple of apples and some silk cloth and head back. We turn in items of some consequence and then accept the attack. And here's a cool little strat you could use. You can just keep waving to the guards and they are obliged to wave back. So instead of them moving away when the evil person comes, they just stand there waving at you. So we turn in the attack and accept the head of the beast. This questline is actually really important because at the end you get rewarded with an amazing ring, which we will touch on later. After a lot of back and forth around Stormwind, we finally have an audience with the king, which rewards us with the Seal of Rin. This is an amazing ring that gives us a little bit of every stat, so it's quite literally considered BiS. And at this point the polls were live, and I want to thank everybody that participated in the polls. This is a community first challenge, and it's shaped by your votes and opinions. Many of you had your heart in the right place, and I really appreciate you guys for it. Please make sure to vote to any polls that I post, as your opinion really does matter to me. Listen guys, I know changes are generally unwelcomed in the classic WoW scene, but seeing as how a lot of us were dying a lot more, I thought allowing these 3 slots, which either way we can't craft them ourselves, would make more sense. And whilst it may not be noticeable yet, I honestly believe that this saved more lives than we can imagine. Now with that out of the way, and the sweat running down my forehead wiped from the future comments, let's get back to it. We fly to Duskwood, still no brown stube, accept Borgin in the woods, the Night Watch, and then set our house stone back to Darkshire, turning the missing diplomat, and then we had to slay Nightbane Shadow Weavers. We turn in Worgen in the woods and accept, you really want to believe when I say this, Worgen in the woods.
What?
Next up were the Nightbane Dark Runners. Look at me doing those big boy pulls. Don't look at all the buffs, okay, just wow, I am so strong, I have big muscles. And we then turn in the Legend of Stalvan. And I honestly can't make this up, accept the Legend of Stalvan. Grab the Fated Journal page and then get cursed for 10 minutes. So we beat her. And we then turn in and accept Stalvan again. We also deliver some juice to a feeble old man, and it was time to kill 20 Blake Shredders, get 7 ghoul ribs, and 10 ghoul fangs. Basically mess up a bunch of ghouls. Nearly 30 minutes later, we turn in Ghoulish Effigy and accept Ogre Thieves. Next up, we're Skeletal Healers, Warders, and Raiders. The next time we log in, the Pole Lancers are in, and it was an overwhelming yes, so we equip the Seal of Rin and the Chrome Ring of the Whale. Yeah, we are juicing! Jingle jingle, you don't want to complain, you're okay with this change, you're okay with— You want to see more people at 60, we can't craft rings, you are understanding? Get back to Darkshire. We finally finish up this godforsaken— well, yeah, they are forsaken, so that does grind, and we turn in Proving Your Worth. We grab the Defiance Docket and grab Abercrombie's crate. And now, we turn in Ogre Thieves and accept the note to the mayor. We also accept the Weathered Grave, and then harp back to Darkshire and turn in— you really won't believe me on this— on the Legend of Stalvan and accept the Legend of Stalvan. We then turn in the Night Watch and turn in the Legend— I'll stop, I'll promise, I'm sorry, that was— no, okay, I'll stop. We turn in the Weathered Grave and accept Morgan Lattimore, who you may know as Morladim. Turn in the note to the mayor, translate it, wait a bit, back to the mayor— sorry. And we turn in and accept the missing diplomat. I am having too much fun with this script. We loot the Tear of Tiloa and then finally kill Stalvan! Vendor some trash, turning in the final Legend of Stalvan, we get rewarded with some items, which we vendor. Now it was time for the Vile Fangs and the Tainted Ones. This is a truly horrifying area, but it dare not question my rested XP overlords. With all of Duskwood pretty much done, we head down and start working on the first few quests in my most hated and most loved zone, Stranglethorn Vale. Every time I reach this zone, I feel like I have finally entered the mid-game of WoW, and this is usually when I end up dying. But not today, because I have to craft the Hand of Ragnaros. And also, make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps me out. We just broke 10,000, so could we aim for 600 likes? That would be amazing. Also, like 72% of you aren't subscribed, so like, come on, please, please. Okay, I'll stop begging, back to the video. We accept jungle secrets, and then accept tiger mastery and panther mastery. We also find another debris. And this, boys and girls, is why you level your fishing. Just look, 4 heavy leather and a bolt of silk cloth. I mean, I'm swimming in it. Hey. Anyways, we take care of the tigers, and now it's time for the panthers. Turning these quests in has us reach level 34, which means our first goal is complete. We then turn in jungle secrets and get back to Duskwood, turn in quests, vendor trash, and fly to Stormwind, turning in the missing diplomat. And training our class. Okay, I'm too used to playing rogue on hardcore. The horrors! Training our class spell, we get a new rank of Demo Shout and Sunder Armor. We turn in the missing diplomat and get jumped? Beating them all down to a pulp has us complete the quest, and we are almost done with the missing diplomat quest chain. And sadly, the last jacks ended up succumbing to a rabid thistlebear. But we turn in the noble brew and then seeking wisdom. It is better to poo in the sink than to sink in the poo. Wise words there, Bishop Farthing. Very wise. Your eternal wisdom shall guide me in my journey. We also level up our first aid, and then turn in the noble brew and accept South Shore, fly to the wetlands, and kill some murlocs for the Lightforge ingots. Send over some silk to our priest and turn in the land ingots, while also flying to South Shore and vendoring some trash, resting up on a nice cozy bed. And in the meantime, we hop on our Druid. Due to me being a very deserving 10,000 subscriber content creator, I completely forgot to turn on the recording, which is why you see me at level 23 in the middle of Darkshore. Trust me, you did not miss out on anything. It's Darkshore, there's nothing to miss out on. But what you should know is that we quested and spent a lot of our time skinning all the beasts we killed. Turned in the absent-minded prospector, and then I just don't feel like doing that escort again. And instead we went to grab the beach sea turtle remains and then went for Murk Deep. God, I missed this buff so incredibly much. We killed Murk Deep, turned in Buzzbox, vendor some trash, and returned to Onu. Some guy stole the quest from right under my nose, so no sleeping druid quest. Logging back in a couple of minutes later, quest giver was still not respawned, so we ditched it and went over to Ashenvale. As a thank you for reaching 10,000 subscribers, we will be hosting a community Makura on Thursday, the 4th of December. This event will be streamed live, and every challenger will have 3 hours to level their character and get gear. It's a completely solo self-found challenge, so everybody will be on even grounds. That also means no world buffs and no enchants. You can find all of the event details either in my YouTube post page or on our Discord. Thank you so much for your support, I love you guys to bits! And back to the video. We spent some time killing stuff around us, skinning them and picking up some flowers. Realized that we forgot the letter in our bank, we just went for Bathran's hair and pick up the glowing soul gem. Turn in some quests and spread down to Ashenvale. Set our heartstone there, turn in more quests and fly to Aberdeen. Since we were getting a high level and the guy doesn't know that, it was best to turn in all the quests here before we continue. And we then took the boat to Menethil, logging out at the end. Now logging onto our rogue, we continue leveling our leatherworking, and we end up getting level 145. But we need level 150 if we want to craft a massive upgrade for our warrior, which would be the final upgrade before we run Gnomeregan. Now that we were level 23 and had the Onyxia buff, it was time to farm some raptors on our druid. Now the absolute best place to farm everything we need is the excavation site, because we have a chance at getting heavy hide and heavy leather, both of which are extremely important for both leveling our leatherworking and for crafting the item we want to craft. So we spent some time there, skinning the mobs others killed, and when we realized we were left alone, we got out of there really quickly. That's because this area is actually extremely dangerous for our level, and cat form is very squishy. You will see what I mean soon. We do some skinning outside of the site, go to Menethil and send over all the leather and hide we farmed. And we get level 149, literally one level off of what we need to be. God, I hate this game sometimes. We went back to the excavation site and noticed a ton of dead mobs, so we got right to skinning, getting a ton of light, medium, and heavy leather in the process. And then this happened.
Health warning. Health warning. Health warning.
And that's why you shouldn't get overconfident with world buffs. And you should learn your lessons. Not me though. After farming outside a bit, I went straight back in, challenging another raptor. And with my tail tucked between my legs, my heart rate breaking over 160, and bloodshot eyes, I decided I should stop being bad at the game and instead take it a little bit slower. Literally can't listen to my own tips and tricks. But we go back to Menethil, send over some more stuff back, and then go back to the excavation site to skin other people's mobs. Dancing bear. And Vervain magically showed up here, so I just went behind her and I skinned all her mobs. This was due to her leveling up her character and no other reason. After like 3 minutes, I harfed back to Aberdeen and called it a day, since I had some IRL obligations. But then I came back and I got level 150 leatherworking, and then I unlocked the recipe for the barbaric bracers. These bad boys give us +4 agi, +6 stamina, and +4 spirit. Absolutely massive for every class. And it would be our second blue item that we crafted ourselves. The only caveat to this is that we need 4 large fangs, which aren't that bad to farm, but we also need 2 cured heavy hide. Now let me walk you through my predicament. So heavy hide is usually a higher level mob drop, but the raptors in the excavation site in the wetlands actually have a small drop chance for them. And when I say small, I mean terrifyingly small. I am talking worse than the iridescent pearl drop rate. And that took me 4 hours. And so, with that in mind, and with flashbacks of the Murloc farm that took me 4 hours for 1 pearl, I accepted my fate and started going there, only to find Vervain was also there, so we grouped up and farmed together. No, I am not skinning every mob. That is untrue and slander of the highest caliber. No, but really, we had a dungeon to run, and with yesterday's close call, she just wanted to help out a bit. Which I was happy to accept because I did not feel like wasting 4 people's time. 1 person is fine, but 4 is pushing it ever so slightly. So we spent over an hour, and yes, you heard that right, over an hour of trying to get this goddamn hide to drop. To make it a bit more fair, I gave her all the recipes and greens we got from this farm run. In return, I got the leather and the hide. Literally, what's the point of having a guild if you can't ask for a bit of help? Make sure to ask for help as well. Our guildmates are very lovely and always try to help each other out. So, join the Discord and the guild! At the end of it all, this is what my bags looked like. It's beautiful. Oh yeah, we reached level 24 at some point. I honestly don't know if it was yesterday or today. Also, to answer a question before you ask in the comments, the only reason that I allow myself some guildy help is so we can get this challenge on the road. TPC is dropping soon and I want to do something really cool with our community. But for that, I want to provide you guys with good closure. And good closure in my eyes is actually crafting sulfuras. The idea I have in mind is doing TPC guild locked. So every person gets to create a character that would be their main, and they can have 2 professions. So for any upgrades that we need, we will need to help each other out, trade and barter. For this, we would need a lot more people who actively play, and I am interested to see if this would be even possible given how much smaller our community is compared to bigger creators. But it's worth a shot. If this sounds like something you are interested in, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions and whether this sounds interesting to participate in or watch. Now that we're on our rogue, we get all of our materials together. 8 heavy leather, 2 cured heavy hide, 4 small pearls, 1 raptor hide, and 4 large fangs. So we can finally craft the barbaric bracers. And we send them over to our warrior. Look at us, the biggest Chad self-crafted warrior you have ever laid your eyes on. With that, we fly over to Ironforge and craft some heavy sharpening stones to boost our damage even further. Look at him, I mean just look at him! We then hop on our Druid again and pick a couple of flowers. We specifically needed life root for some potions. So that's what we do. We craft some greater healing potions. Not that I don't think our healer can keep us alive. I know she is perfectly capable. Please let my family out of the basement now. I have read every single script you have given me. I think I have done it. We also craft some swiftness potions, elixirs of minor defense, lion strength, and troll's blood. Pick up a couple of prequests and log off in Stormwind. Later, we log in on our Druid, send over some flowers to a rogue, and we craft some better elixirs of defense. With all of the preparations complete, it was now almost 8 PM. Which meant only one thing. It's time to decimate Gnomeregan. You guys have already met every single person in this group multiple times, so I won't go too much into detail. Only thing that is important to mention is that we had our Druid beat a tank and we had a paladin healer. And with everyone in high spirits, I am lying so hard, we were all so tired and most of us were sick, so I guess you could say we were sick and tired? But morale was still there, and it was the first time we would all meet up with the brand new guild tabard. Even Minxie was there to bless our run. Look at us, self-crafted Chads of the Alliance. Warriors, about to face the most difficult mid-game dungeon that has put a lot of characters into the grave. Opponent 1, Elevator. If you miss a step here, or you jump, you better have safe fall, otherwise you are dead meat. Now from these cute little gnomes, we had to get the white punch card, and we had to milk the ooze in order to fill the vial for another quest. Once that was done, we went straight for TechBot so we can grab his brain. or in this case, his memory core. Interacting with the puncher graph has us get the yellow punch card. We kept clearing and kept clearing until we eventually reached the entrance of the dungeon. Now we are in one of the longest instances in the game. We decide that it's best to clear up everything, take our time, and really make sure to take it safe. Sure, the mobs are great sometimes, but that doesn't matter. Elites are elites and we have to respect them. First on the list was Blastmaster Emmy Shortfuse, because we had to close up a couple of holes. Don't stand next to the dynamite or you get one shot. And from the second hole, Grubbus comes out swinging, so we swiftly take care of him. With that quest done, we now had to keep clearing trash until we finally reached the clean zone. Here is where you can give your grime encrusted objects for gifts. The gifts are terrible, but it's the thought that counts. We also interact with the next puncher graph in order to get the blue punch card. We keep clearing trash and we go inside the classrooms in order to find our quest NPC. This is actually an escort quest that takes us back to the beginning of the dungeon, so that is actually why we had to clear everything in our sight. Once we were done with that, we head back to the Hall of Gears, and after clearing a path, we finally fight the viscous Fallout. And he actually drops the most amazing early mid-game mage boots. God, the memories I had with these boots. Wait, that sounds a little weird. Anyways, we keep clearing and we finally enter the part of the dungeon that has the essential artifacts. So of course, being the little rat I am, I went out of my way to try and loot as many as I can. Not that it would have changed anything, because either way we kept clearing to make sure that everybody had them. Because we are nice like that, you should join us, you should join us, you should join us. Anyways, we keep clearing these large trash packs. Thankfully, not all the mobs are elite, and we have a big old bear with 2 warriors, so tanking was never the issue. I finish up the essential artifacts quest, and we finally fight Electrocutioner 6000. Beating him allows us to get the red punch card. We ripped his leg. His leg! Look at how well these mobs are stacked. I love it! And I get a chest. Another elevator. Be careful. Get the last electromechanical guts and the final punch card, the prismatic punch card. Clearing further in, we reach the HC moments part of the dungeon. See, there are these little guys who place mines on the ground that deal insane amounts of damage. Our job is to not step on those goddamn mines and make it out alive. And it went really smoothly. Being together on Discord for voice comms was 100% the savior here. Even with all of us pretty tired, we still had our head in the game and managed to clear all the way down to the final boss, Necgeneer Thermoplug, who actually has a chance of dropping a ring with the random enchantments, so I was excited about it.
Usurpers! Origami is mine!
Yeah, that was incredibly clean. And we didn't even have many problems at all. The ring he dropped is a ring with +5 nature and arcane resistance, as well as +3 health per 5 seconds. Levi wins it just to be a bit of a cunt, but that's fine. He actually gives it to us and we realize that it's worse than our rings. We stayed a bit longer, grabbing the rest of the essential artifacts for our Hunter Glass button, turned all of our objects into random objects that were pretty bad, and then got out of this godforsaken dungeon. Harping back to South Shore, we fly to Ironforge and begin turning in all of the quests. Returning the ring has us reach level 35, and improving it has us gain another amazing ring. This ring gives us +9 stamina and +4 spirit, which is absolutely amazing at this level. We then fly to Stormwind, turn in a couple more quests, and then fly over to Booty Bay. Turning in more quests has us reach the end. This is our gear so far. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next Saturday.